Did you know that the Bible has answers to questions far beyond what we imagine? Throughout this quiz, you'll discover stories and teachings that will touch your soul. The goal here isn't just to get the answers right but also to reflect and be inspired. If you're enjoying this journey, hit that subscribe button now and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any content. And of course, don't forget to leave a like to help YouTube spread these lessons to more people like you. Question 1. Who was raised from the dead by Peter? It's Lazarus. B. Dorcas, Tabitha. C. Eutychus. D. Jairus. Correct answer, B. Dorcas, Tabitha. Verse. But Peter put them all out, and knelt down and prayed, and turning to the body, he said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up. Acts 9 verse 40. Dorcas, also known as Tabitha, was a disciple known for her good works and helping the needy. After her death, Peter prayed for her, and God raised her from the dead, making a huge impact on the community. Question 2. How many times a day did Daniel pray? F. 1 time. B. 3 times. C. 5 times. D. 7 times. Correct answer, B. 3 times. Verse. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went home. And in his upper room, with his windows open toward Jerusalem, he knelt down on his knees 3 times that day, and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as was his custom since early days. Daniel 6 verse 10. Daniel prayed 3 times a day, sticking to his faith practice, even with the threat of being thrown into the lion's den. Question 3. Why did God let Noah live? A. Because Noah was a just king. B. Because Noah followed all of God's commandments. C. Because Noah was the only man who feared God and was righteous. D. Because Noah made a great sacrifice to God. Correct answer, C. Because Noah was the only man who feared God and was righteous. Verse. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God. Genesis 6 verses 8 to 9. God let Noah live because he was righteous, feared God, and walked in his ways, while the other men were corrupted. As a result, Noah was chosen to survive the flood and preserve humanity. Question 4. Who was the king that, upon hearing about Jesus' birth, felt threatened and tried to kill him? A. Herod the Great. B. Pilate. C. Caesar Augustus. D. Herod Antipas. Correct answer, A. Herod the Great. Verse. When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. Matthew 2 verse 3. Herod the Great, upon learning of Jesus' birth, felt threatened by the potential arrival of a king of the Jews, and ordered the massacre of all boys 2 years old and under in Bethlehem in an attempt to kill Jesus. Question 5. What was the name of the child that represented the departure of God's glory from Israel? A. Ezekiel. B. Hosea. C. Samuel. D. Ichabod. Correct answer, D. Ichabod. Verse. And she named the child Ichabod, saying, The glory has departed from Israel, because the ark of God had been captured, and because of her father-in-law and her husband. 1 Samuel 4 verse 21. The name Ichabod means, the glory has departed, and was given to the child born to Phinehas' wife after the death of her husband and the capture of the Ark of the Covenant by the Philistines, symbolizing the departure of God's glory from Israel. Question 6. To which city was Paul called in a dream to help? Athens. B. Philippi. C. Rome. D. Corinth. Correct answer, B. Philippi. Verse. A vision appeared to Paul in the night. A man of Macedonia stood and pleaded with him, saying, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." Acts 16 verse 9. Paul was called in a dream by a man from Macedonia, asking for help, which led Paul and his companions to go to Philippi, a city in Macedonia, to preach the gospel. Question 7. What were the two names suggested to replace Judas Iscariot? Matthias and Barsabas. B. Lazarus and Matthias. C. Luke and James. D. James and Philip. Correct answer, F. Matthias and Barsabas. Verse. And they prayed and said, "You, O Lord, who know the hearts of all, show which of these two you have chosen to take part in this ministry and apostleship from which Judas by transgression fell, that he might go to his own place." Acts 1 verses 24 to 25. The two names suggested to replace Judas Iscariot were Matthias and Barsabas. After praying and casting lots, Matthias was chosen to take Judas' place as an apostle. Question 8. Who was the man who anointed Israel's first king? Samuel. B. Elisha. C. David. D. Moses. Correct answer, A. Samuel. Verse. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel arose and went to Ramah. 1 Samuel 16 verse 13. Samuel was the prophet who anointed Saul as Israel's first king, as directed by God, 1 Samuel 10 verse 1, and later anointed David as the next king. Question 9. Who was the man whom Satan struck with a malignant sore? Job. B. David. C. Saul. D. Moses. Correct answer, A. Job. Verse. And the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, he is in your hand, but spare his life." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with painful boils from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. Job 2 verses 6 to 7. Job was the man who was struck by Satan with malignant sores, as part of the trials and sufferings he faced, as allowed by God. Question 10. What does James say contaminates the whole body? A. Pride. B. The tongue. C. Sin. D. The heart. Correct answer, B. The tongue. Verse. The tongue is also a fire, a world of iniquity. The tongue is so set among our members that it defiles the whole body, and sets on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire by hell. James 3 verse 6. James teaches that the tongue is a powerful and dangerous tool, capable of contaminating the whole body and even a person's life if not controlled. Now it's your turn to share. How many did you get right, and which question challenged you the most? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. The most important thing is that, through this quiz, you feel closer to the truth and God's love. If you want to keep going on this journey of learning and inspiration, subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos. We've got lots of quizzes and valuable teachings for you and anyone who wants to grow in faith. Don't miss it.